Alright guys, so today I've got something good. I've got something good for you. I just had a conversation with Marc. Marc is the CEO and founder of Mesa Trading Group, an independent soft commodity trading firm focused in South America, and more precisely, specialized in sourcing in Venezuela. Yes, Venezuela, one of the most challenging countries to deal with. You'll see he explained everything. What he needs to do to put his hand on commodities, how he de-risks the supply chain for his customer, and so on. It's a true masterclass. A little warning though, the internet connection was quite poor. Marc was in Venezuela during the time of the recording, so you can imagine socialist internet. What can we do? Anyway, let's jump in. All right, Marc, so can you start by telling us one of your worst trade?
Right, yeah, sure. Well, funny enough, it happened a couple of weeks ago. And we trade in raw peanuts. So we basically what we do, we finance crops in South America, and with one of our suppliers, we had finance around it was like 15 containers. This supplier of ours was supposed to deliver the peanuts to our warehouse. So we get the peanuts there, and then we take it to the port, and then we export them. And the thing is that when you transport peanuts, you have to do it either in an empty container or you have to do it in a box van, right? But this supplier, for some reason, transported the peanuts in a flatbed. It's the rainy season in South America right now.
Okay.
So when the supplier was transported the peanuts, it started raining like for 3-4 hours. And the worst thing that can happen in peanut trade did happen, which is the peanuts got wet. And if you, the maximum moisture that the peanut should have is around 7-8%. If it goes above that, then it will create some kind of green mold. It's like when you have the green mold in bread, right? So same thing happened here. So basically around 35% of the whole shipment got rot because of the wet. We have already prepaid that shipment, so it was a big mess. It happened a couple of weeks ago. We're still trying to solve the problem. But yeah, so I would say that's our worst trade. Still, it's still an ongoing crisis. We're still trying to manage things, and we had to deliver that shipment to a client. The client is not happy about it, so we're trying to deal with all of the consequences that brought to us.
Yeah, this is tough, man. Because so basically you prepaid the peanut, and then the guy completely f***ed up. He delivered it when it was raining, so now a third of it is completely useless. So basically there's a huge loss here somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not like I don't know the peanut market, but usually for the people that are listening to this, you cannot just claim the supplier and say, "Oh, look, you need to give me 30% of the money back." It doesn't. It doesn't go.
It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. To be honest with you,
when the money goes one way, it never goes the other way. It's like it's not.
Absolutely. The thing is that we have many trusted suppliers, and we trusted 100%. But with this new supply, it was a new one, and I made a huge mistake, and it was that I didn't visit that supplier. Okay, so we had done like one deal before, and it went okay. But with this particular deal, which was big, then I didn't keep my eyes on the ball, so to speak. Yeah. But yeah, I think one lesson I learned from that is that you have to visit your supplier, you have to know him, you have to start doing deals step by step. But what can you do? What is done is done. So just
Now you need
keep
to.
moving forward.
Yes. So usually, I think we had somewhat. I mean, in my past, we had somewhat the same issue as you had, and what we did to solve it is like it took like maybe 3 years, I think, just working with the same supplier, and each time we got a little bit back of our money, but that was
Yeah.
painful. That was painful.
No,
But
it
yeah,
is. It is. Well, what we did manage to do is just to keep our client. I mean, because this is a very long-term client. We've been doing business with this client for several years now. In the past trade, we have delivered what we promised, right? So, and in this case, we didn't. So we kind of gained the trust of our customer, and he's not 100% happy, right? But at least we managed to keep that client. So eventually, I would say within a couple of years, we will, make that money that we lost. So, all in all, it's not that. Yeah, it is. No, it is. It is.
All right. So can you talk about your company? So what are basically the volume that you trade, and what commodity do you trade, and which region?
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, my company is called Mesa Trading Group. And so we have offices in South America, specifically in Venezuela, and then we have another one in London. So we trade soft commodities, which are peanuts, raw peanuts, cashew, and cocoa beans. Raw peanuts, we deal with blanched peanuts, red skin, 38, 42, 50, 60, 60, 70. That's the size, meaning that 38, 42 is between 38 and 42 kernels in 1 ounce. So, our trade flow goes from South America, between South America, Argentina, and Venezuela. Then we also have another trade flow from Spain to South America. We are starting to exporting cashew kernels from Vietnam. Sorry, I forgot. We also trade roasted corn, right? That's another product that we trade. So basically, our trade flow, goes from South America to Europe, Europe to South America, Vietnam, South America. But we are very strong in the South American market. I mean, I myself, I'm from Venezuela, so I speak Spanish, so I know how things work in South America. I know how to deal with people and with company. It's not easy, but you kind of get the swing of it. So now we are trading those four commodities: raw peanut, cashew, cocoa beans, and roasted corn. That's basically what we do.
And you're okay. And so how old is the company, and how did you start it?
Right. Well, the company is 7 years old, right? But I've been involved in the peanut market since I was a kid, because my dad was a farmer, so he used to produce peanuts. So since I was a kid, I was around peanuts crops, right? And then we moved into oil. So we started an oil company, and then we came back to the soft commodity one. But the company is around seven years old. Then we do have another company which is called Eco-Soil Group. We deal with road construction and mining companies. But the physical commodity trading firm, seven years old.
All right. And what? So basically, you had already the network from your family when you started. So you didn't start it fresh. You already had some connections and so on.
Well, yes, I did. I mean, in the Venezuelan market, we kind of know all the farmers, because we've known them for many years. So that part was kind of easy. But then, because I studied in finance in London, then I made a lot of contacts over there. So that's why when we started the deal flow with Europe as well. So we kind of merge the South American business with Europe as well. So we do now finance crops in South America, specifically in Venezuela and Argentina. So we put money in advance and we wait for 3-4 months and everything goes fine. Then, we reap the reward, if any.
Okay, so for the people that don't understand what Marc is doing, what he's doing is extremely, extremely risky. Seriously, financing in advance farmers like this, especially in countries like, Venezuela, they are not known for being reliable counterparties. So it's extremely risky. But this is what big. But as you have those connections, this is your country. You understand how it works. You can assess the risk and you can make this trade. And this is also, it's basically your edge here. Because I don't think that, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the others, big players in this peanut, let's talk about peanuts. Like, is it Olam, I guess? EDF, they bought the other guys. So I think those are the big ones. Or is there any other big company? I don't think so.
No, they are. No. Those are the big guys. Now, the edge that I have is that I know this farmer for many years. Since I was like 3-4 years, 5 years old. And my dad knows their dad, so it's kind of a long-term thing. It's still risky. It's still risky because we don't. To be honest, we don't sign anything. It's like, all right, okay, I'm just gonna give you, this amount of money, and then we expect the yield per hectare to be the right one, which it should be around 3,000, 3,500 kilo per hectare. But if it doesn't go that way, you have no collateral. You have nothing to gain your money back. So if it's lost, it's lost.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. You don't take the land as collateral in case of... No, you don't. You just say, look,
no,
we guys, don't. Let's do it. All right.
Exactly.
That's a tough business. You're in a tough business, but this is...
No, we've been approached by Indian farmers, right? Because in India and China, they produce a lot of peanuts, and I always say no because I don't know their culture, I don't know them. In Venezuela, the only reason is because we know those guys. We really know them, and in Argentina, same thing. So we've been dealing with them for many years now. But we've been approached many times from other farmers, and we say sorry. We are not just going to do it because it's even more riskier for me to do it.
Yeah. But on the paper, this is also what people don't. I keep saying that you need to go where you have a natural edge or something that you can do, and for the others, the competition, it will be very hard. What you are doing, it's. I don't know if there are other people that are doing that because it seems extremely risky.
Not really.
Again, your risk assessment is different. So you say, look, no problem. I know those guys. I know where they went to school. I know how it works. Blah blah blah. There is no problem.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting. And what are the roughly the volume that you ship?
Right. We ship annually around 600,000 metric ton of peanuts. Roughly that's the number, around 500 to 600,000 MT per annum.
And how do you do? Is peanut? I guess it's not sanctioned, right? Because with Venezuela, it's very difficult to work with because the bank don't support you. Its payments are very difficult. So I guess with soft commodities, it's not sanctioned, if I'm not mistaken. So you can do it, but it's still a hassle to make it work, right?
Yeah, no, it is. We don't have financing from Venezuela, but we do have from Europe. So we kind of work with the European, the European banking sector, if you may call it that. Yeah. So we finance part of our operation with that. But still, it's very risky in Venezuela. For example, if you want to import, there's a lot of paperwork. A lot of red tape. And that's what I was going to tell you about, that we are starting to do cocoa beans. And with the cocoa beans, kind of the same thing. Everyone wants the Venezuelan cocoa beans. It is one of the best. But what's our edge? It's like nobody wants to get in Venezuela to get the cocoa beans because it's not a very reliable country. So if you're not from Venezuela, let me tell you, there's no way you're going to do business because we have exchange control. The country is not very safe, so you have to be careful. Then in the case of cocoa beans, then you have to go to the farmers, you have to pay them in cash, you have to collect like 5 tons from this guy, 3 tons from the other guy, then you have to put all the cocoa beans in your warehouse, then you have all the export paperwork that is a pain in the neck. So again, I mean, we are doing it because we know the country, inside out. So that's the reason. We know how things work. So yeah, I mean, it's risky, but we do know how to do it, how to proceed.
Yeah, no, it's quite. Oh, all right. And how? So basically, the big buyers, they are in Europe or in Vietnam. Is it the same as cashew nut, or which destination do you ship to?
Do you mean the peanuts and cocoa beans? Are you talking about those commodities?
Peanuts.
Yeah, well, peanuts, Europe. I mean, those are the main buy. I mean, Europe consumes around 80% from Argentina, so that's one of the best peanuts, right? In terms of cashew, same thing, and cocoa bean, same thing. I mean, you do have in the cocoa bean market, you have the big players like Ivory Coast and Ghana. Those are the 2 biggest exporters of cocoa beans. But then, because the Venezuelan beans are so kind of pure, if you can call it that, then all of the European companies look for the Venezuelan beans. But I mean, there's not huge quantity, so it's very difficult to get them. So the difficult part is not selling the beans; it's sourcing the beans. So if if you source the bean, then you will sell it like hotcakes. Easy peasy.
Oh, okay. I see. So basically, and this is how you want to. And how do you want to grow your company now? Your idea is, okay, I'm going to do as much soft commodities that I can do in Venezuela or in South America because this is where I get an edge. Or you're like, oh no, I will try to do peanut in India, Vietnam, or West Africa. There is peanut. Or how do you think about it?
Bro, okay. I mean, we want to set shop in India actually because India is one of the biggest peanut producer. So we want to do that because we have found out that many European customers, they request for our Argentinian and Indian peanuts. So to be honest with you, I don't know the market. So I mean that's one of our first goal to set shop there. And the other one is to kind of increase the volume of cocoa beans to Europe. Because as I said before, the selling part, it's quite easy, but the sourcing, it's quite difficult, right? So, the logistic size of sourcing the beans is very hard, even though I'm from Venezuela and I know those guys, but it's very hard because you have to, just to give you an example, if you want to export, let's say 3 containers, which is 75 tons, so to source that kind of volume, it will take around 45 to 50 days if everything goes right.
Oh,
right.
Okay. Yeah, it's
the reward it is quite long, but the reward it's quite big, right? So we trying to set up all the supply chains in Venezuela for the bean trade. So that's where we are heading right now. And of course, as you probably know, commodity trading is about volume, and if you want to achieve volume, you have to get financing, and that's one of the bottlenecks that we have in right now. So we are trying to get financing from other banks so we can grow the business and export more volume. So those 3 kind of point: India, cocoa beans, and financing. So those are the 3 main areas that we are looking at.
All right. So it's quite. And what are the So you spoke about one challenges, which is finance. And I guess for your operation also, it's I understand why it's difficult to get this finance. But honestly, with the maturity of your company and so on, I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of CTF fund that would be willing to finance you, but it's going to be very expensive money. So would you be able to take that money and still be profitable, or if you need to pay, I don't know, 16% per annum, then it starts to be a lot of money.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what we try to do, because if you sell, I mean, if you sell a CIF, then the margin is very low, right? I mean, if we take, let's say, a few containers of peanut from Argentina to Morocco in Africa, and if you sell a CIF, then the margin is very low. So what we try to do is, just when we go into a market, we try to do some kind of vertical integration where we do custom clearance, we do warehousing, and we do delivery of the product. So that way, your margin it's higher than if you sell CIF. So we are managing, and we're still profitable, even though that we have to pay, like 15, 70% interest rate, just because we have the whole, I mean, it's not the whole supply chain, but we source the product, we ship it, we custom clear the product, and then we deliver it directly to our clients. So that's how we manage to be profitable. So and when we I mean, if as we want to set shop in India, that's the same thing that we want to do. We want to establish a company in India. We have to export the peanut from. So we have to take control at least of 75% of our supply chains if we want to be profitable. I mean, we've been approached by many brokers. Listen, I have this deal, I have this other deal, and we always say no because there's no margin in it. I mean, I don't even know how brokers are surviving, to be honest. So that's what we're trying to do in order to be profitable. Because again, as you probably know, the margins are quite low in many commodities.
Yeah, in any commodity. So basically, I always say, the margin is going to be a reflection of the numbers of problems that you solve for your client. So for you, sourcing in Venezuela, you solve a lot of problems, finding pre-financing the crops, making sure the supply chain is clear, not getting robbed, because I guess in Venezuela you can get robbed at any stages. So not getting killed. So this is like, you solve a lot of problems. So this is why you can command better margin. And if you are only in the FOB SIF game, I mean, do you really solve a lot of problem? I don't know. This is why you have like small margin. So, it makes a lot of sense. And so now you have your company in Venezuela, the company in London, and basically this is okay. And how many people do you have in your?
We have a team. We have a team of 8 people.
All right. So you can do all of that with only 8 people.
With only eight people. Yeah.
And you have your own warehouse, or you? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, we do have 2 warehouses, and the other one we do 3PL. So we try to outsource as much as we can, because then it'll become a headache for us. So I mean, when it makes sense to do a 3PL, then we do, and if it doesn't make sense, then we don't. But you said something which is very important, Damien, that you were saying that we solve a lot of problems, and that's one of the things I tell my team, that I like problems, to be honest. I do like problems, because as long as you solve them, then there will be more money for you, basically, because your clients want the product at their doorstep. That's it. No risk, no problem, no custom clear issue with port authorities, or not getting robbed on the road. So I like solving problems. At the end of the day, I mean, if you solve them, then you are one step ahead of your competition, and that means you can make more money. So I don't know if it's in me, or because I was born in Venezuela, but I kind of like those kind of countries, because you find a lot of problem, but if you overcome them, then that's a gold pot.
No, sure. So now I understand why. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, because this is why when you are in front of companies such as like I don't know, Olam for you in the peanut market. They have like infinite money. You need to have like a market that money is not the answer. Otherwise, you will get killed. So this is where there is all those niche trading flow. That this is the thing that I like. Where you need to money is not only the answer. There should be other answers, and this is how you can develop and come on better margin and so on. But man,
Yeah.
this is a and oh, but man, so you have so and you are the CEO. Do you have other people that help you from your family, or it's only you?
No, it's only me. It's only me. It's
All
only
right, man.
me.
So that's impressive. So, where do you want the company to be in, like, I don't know, 5 years? Do you already have a plan, or what? What's the vision?
Yeah, yeah, no. Well, the vision is to increase our volume in Europe, and we are also looking at distributing roasted peanuts. I mean, in the last couple of months, many of our customers have requested us like unsalted peanuts, salted peanuts. So we are trying to either acquire or kind of make some kind of joint venture with a peanut processing plant in Europe where they can process our raw peanuts and then we can sell them and distribute in, across Europe. So that's something that we're looking right now. And the other thing is, as I mentioned before, is the cocoa beans one, because let me tell you, Damien, it's very easy to sell. It is very easy to sell them. It is very easy to sell them as long as you source them. So we are working tirelessly on that front to get as much beans as possible. So, but yeah, I mean, and we are also trying to, or we want to, or my vision within the next 5 years is to diversify our portfolio as well. So we have to have as many doors open as possible, because as you probably know, the commodity market is cyclical. Sometimes you are low, then you're high. So we're trying to balance it out with many commodities. So,
Yeah, but that's true, because it's let's say, I know the peanut market. Let's say, for instance, there's an extremely good crop, I don't know, in India or wherever. So basically, it's going to hurt you. There's no, I mean, and there's nothing that you can do. It's just like that. The weather, and then so the market will be very difficult for you with your origin, and as you are not diversified on all the geography, it's a tough one. So obviously, when you are
yeah,
only on one specific geography, you need to be on different commodities. Otherwise, you can get killed without like nothing that you can do. Just okay, in this part of the world, they have the best crop ever 2 years in a row. So there's nothing that I can do besides losing money. So that's true
yeah.
that in
Well,
that case you need to.
yeah. I mean, it happened last year. The Argentinian crop was, very, very, very bad due to El Nino phenomenon, right? So there was this drought in South America, and 30% of the Argentinian crop was lost. So basically, that's why the prices went from $1.6 per kilo to 2.7, 2.8. So we suffer a lot because we couldn't source the peanut from Argentina. So luckily we have the Venezuelan market, and we kind of made out the lost crop in Argentina with the Venezuelan market. So I mean that was a very kind of heavy blow for us, because as you just say, if something happen in one geographical area, then you have to have some kind of backup. You have to have, I mean, your customer base have to be wide enough for you to still be profitable and still be in business. You may lose some money on this commodity, but then you make it out with the other one. So, we're trying to diversify as much as we can, so we can kind of decrease the risk. So, I mean, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but it makes sense. And what are the biggest challenges for you to grow your company? So I understand finance is always, it's always a difficult one for small small and medium businesses. But I think with your expertise I'm not sure finance is the biggest challenge, or am I wrong? What is the biggest challenge for you to grow?
Well, I mean, one of them is Is finance. I mean, one of them is finance, and the other one is sourcing the peanuts from South America as well, because you have these big companies that they go down there and and they take the whole market. They just pay millions and millions of dollars to farmers, and they say this whole harvest is mine, right? So then you have to go to smaller farmer, right? And but if you go to smaller farmer, then you have to pay a bit more. So we trying to grow as fast as we can, so we can get. I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to get to the Olam level within the next 5 years. That's not realistic. But we're trying, to grow as fast as we can, so we can secure more peanuts. So that's what we're trying to do. I mean, it's been hard, but then we've been increasing our volumes year over year. So I mean, it's going okay. It's going okay. But finance,
finance is always yes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But so basically a lot of people that I speak with are like, I'm looking for more clients, but for you, it's not the problem. For you, the problem is getting better sourcing, and then you need the finance to get those better sourcing. But the clients, they are there, and they will, the clients, they are there. There's not the issue.
Yeah.
The other part that you need to solve.
Yeah, no. We don't have problem with the customer side of the business. Thanks God that we find on that side. As I mentioned before, same thing with the cocoa beans. We do have the customer, but we need to source them. I mean, just to give you an example how difficult it is. If you want to source the beans, you have to have cash in hand. I mean, the farmers, they don't accept any other type of payment other than cash, right? So you have to have like many thousands of dollars in your pocket and go from farm to farm giving them cash. So that's the thing with that kind of market. So so we're trying to source as much as we can, because the customer side of the business is fine. I mean, we do have the clients, which is good news there.
Yes. And all right, Marc. So basically, before having your company, you were working in London, right? You worked in London, right?
I work in London. I work in the finance industry.
Yes. So why did you switch?
So I worked there for a couple of years.
Yeah, you were in finance in this high building in London with your suit, I guess, whatever. And now you are in the farm. Why did you make this career switch?
Right, it was by accident, to be honest. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I do have an MBA and a finance degree. I decided to go to London. I work I like finance a lot, so I worked there for a couple of years, and then back in 2012, my dad had a heart attack, so I had to come back to my country, and then it all started from there. So basically, I was forced. I mean, I wasn't forced. I love my dad, but he had a heart attack, so I just had to go back to Venezuela. And then just, I took it from there. I don't regret anything. I mean, I think, all of those working experience add up to my skill, right? So, I mean, I'm not working in finance per se right now, but I definitely use all of the knowledge I gained in London to grow the business. So, I just doing, what I like, and, I'm just happy.
All right. And there's another question that I wanted to ask you. Is like, you are active on LinkedIn, and I think this is cool. You post a lot of video about what is your day to day, what you think, and so on. And have you seen that this strategy works for you? What is your feedback about posting your basically entrepreneurial journey on LinkedIn?
Right, that's a very good question. So the reason I post on LinkedIn is just because I want to kind of teach what I do. I'm not doing it to get customer. I'm not doing it to get supplies. But luckily enough, I have managed to secure 2 deals out of LinkedIn. Because people see my post, and then they reach out I mean, 80% of the people who reach out are brokers, nonsense. But then you have a very small quantity of people who are reliable, and then you can deal with them. But to be honest with you, I'm not doing it for that reason. I like a lot Alex Hormozi. I think you know that guy. So he talks about a lot about branding, and then I just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm just gonna start posting. I don't do any preparation at all. I just post whatever I'm thinking that day. I just film a video of what I'm doing and trying to kind of tell the people what I do on a day-to-day basis, right? So I just try to think, okay, yes. I had this problem today.
I think that it's a very good. I mean, the thing is, usually in this industry, nobody speak about what they do for a lot of reasons. But I think being open is the best strategy, because down the line, maybe there's someone that is going to see you day after day. It's like, look, man, I've been thinking about investing in peanut roasting plant or whatever. Maybe I should contact Marc. So this is those type of loose relationship, or that can, those type of like things that you wouldn't be able to source by yourself, that could happen to you, that could come to you because you put yourself online. And I think this is what people are missing, especially in those B2B industry, where nobody will care about my warehouse and my peanuts, but actually there's maybe one people that care, and this guy can open doors that you wouldn't imagine. So it's I don't know, for me it makes a lot of sense. I had a lot of
couldn't agree more.
backlash when I started. I had a lot of backlash when I started to also post about what I do, but down the line it's like 90% good and 10% problem, but still I think it's worth it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree 100%. And you mentioned that nobody is doing it in this industry, and I think that's our edge, right? Because people think, okay, nobody is doing it, then I shouldn't do it. But then if we go the other route where you do it, I mean, I think that's kind of good. And to be honest with you, I really enjoy your videos, your YouTube videos, your podcast. They are fantastic. I learn a lot. And I think, that's quite brave. And I think it's very brave of you to do what you do, just to go out there and start posting videos and making YouTube video. And one of the things I like about you and your video and your podcast is that you come across as you really are. I mean, you're not trying to be somebody else. You are not trying to put a mask on and I'm another person. I mean, you are who you are, and that's and I think people, I love that, man. I love that you just grab your iPhone and take a video, and I'm in Singapore in a trade fair. I mean, that's good. And nobody is doing it, at least in our industry.
Yes.
So
Yes, I think so, because at the end of the day, this is what people tell me. Now it's been like 2 years that I'm on YouTube and so on, and people then when they speak with me, they're like, "Oh, but you are the same as on the video." Yeah, man, no shit. So, man, I'm going to be 40 years old, man. It's like I'm not a kid that plays someone. I don't know, man. So, but yeah, I think it's something that, but it's the future, man. It's the future. Because at the end of the day, people want to do deals with people that they like, and these social media things help you to help people to know you and so on. So this is definitely where it's going to go, but I don't see it going in any other direction, honestly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree on that, and also I just would like to add that before, because you see many people on social media with 1 million followers, 2 million followers, and you want to imitate them, right? But at the end of the day, if you have like 10,000 people, but if those 10,000 people look at you and watch your video, that's enough. That's enough, to be honest. But sometimes we put our ego on the table saying, I want 1 million followers. But to be honest with you, you don't need them. I mean, we have, or you have like I would say medium audience, but that's enough. That's enough. You are actually changing their life because they're learning from you. So I was watching a video the other day that a guy said that he had like 20,000 followers, and he imagined those followers in a football stadium, right? And when you think it in that way, it is a lot of people. 20,000 people, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. So we have to put some kind of perspective on that thing.
Yes, and especially what we do, man, is like if my video has 1,000 views, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm speaking about very, very niche things, you know. So I don't know if I can take 10 people and speak about that in the real life. It would be a win. 10 people interested in what I do. So 1,000, 1,000 is insane. But it's just if
Yeah,
you
no.
compare yourself to other guy like on online and people that speak about entertainment or things like this, obviously there is more people interested in what they are doing. It's difficult to if you compare yourself to the best one. Yeah, of course it's ridiculous what you are doing, but this is not the right way to do it. It's like I will not play basketball and compare myself with Michael Jordan. It makes no sense. So why
Yeah,
would I do that
yeah.
also on social media? So it's just the scale is different. But anyway, Mark, so is there just to wrap it up, is there anything anywhere that you want to send people if they want to get in contact with you? What should they do?
I mean, you should go to my LinkedIn page. The company name is Mesa Trading Group, and the website is mesatradinggroup.com. But I'm very active on LinkedIn, so if you want to reach out, I think that's that's one of the best way to do it on LinkedIn.
What is there anything that you are looking for that people, if they are watching this, they can help you with, or you need connection with something? Is there anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you are in the in the banking sector, reach out. If you are a peanut farmer in South America, reach out. We will get in touch with you and see what we can do. So that's basically it.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank you, Damien. Thank you very much.